Fam?
Fam.
We're talking about Kamala Harris and people who don't prosecute people and put them in places. Why don't you tell us about somebody else who doesn't prosecute killer cops?
Yeah, so as Minneapolis State Chief Prosecutor, Amy, like Kamala, refused to prosecute killer cops. And Amy didn't prosecute Floyd's killer back in 2006. So this has been a big deal because a lot of people didn't really know about this, myself included. I know she hadn't prosecuted a lot of people. I didn't know that it turned out that it was specifically this guy who she didn't prosecute. And let me just read a little bit about this from Mint Press. This is a Klobuchar, by the way, who called for a complete and thorough investigation into what occurred. That's all she said. And those involved in this incident must be held accountable. However, this is unlikely to occur in no small part because of Klobuchar herself and the precedent she said while serving as the state chief prosecutor between 1999 and 2007. In that time, she declined to bring charges against more than 2,000 officers who had killed citizens while on duty, including against Chauvin himself, who shot and killed Wayne Reyes in 2006. And that was the same cop who literally just killed George Floyd.
Yep.
So the point of this is people like Amy Klobuchar can go on Twitter and say, we are very upset and angry for what happened, and we're going to do a thorough investigation. But that's not enough because she set all these things in motion. She put these things in as a precedent. And now these people aren't being held accountable. And this is why, because of the laws she set in motion as a prosecutor. And now Biden wants to make her possibly VP. Come on, you guys.
Yeah.
Like, these people aren't your friends.
Yeah, no, not at all. And these establishment likes, they just virtue signal out the yin-yang. When it comes time to put your money where your mouth is, they'll let these cops off the hook. They'll give that corporation their money. They'll sign that law that will screw you, the poor people. So they might sound like they're sticking up for you, the Democrats, but they're not. And this just shows it right here. This cop should have been taken off the streets, at the very least been fired back then. But he wasn't. He wasn't fired. He still kept his job and wasn't prosecuted. And what did he do? He killed somebody, and now, he's getting paid leave as he's fired.
And now he's fired, and they want to do another investigation. I'm sorry, but people are sick and tired of your investigations that never go in the favor of justice. Yeah. They never do. And the guy should be arrested and given a fair trial. But first, arrest him, because any other normal person would already be behind bars if they weren't a cop.
Yep. And it's disgusting that he got away with it and nobody did dick about it. You know, and what kind of investigation do you need to see? A guy was called upon, allegedly, for writing a bad check, and you were able to put your knee on his neck for fucking 7 minutes while he can't breathe. The proof is right there. His hand was in his pocket as he was doing it. It was disgusting. He should be arrested automatically. Then work your way back. There's enough evidence to arrest him.
Other than that scuffle with or that murder with the previous guy, Reyes, he also had other complaints, an entire list of complaints filed against him before. This is like a problematic guy that should never have that much power on his hands. Again, this is also about power, clearly.
Way to go, Amy. Good job, Ames.
Good job, Ames.
Good job, Ames.
It even says in her first year in office alone, the prison sentences for first-degree drug crimes doubled.
Yep. So that's what she'll look tough on crime by putting poor people in jail who are non-violent, offenders, and yet the violent people, they'll get let off the hook because they're a police officer.